Welcome back to the channel. It's LukeTheDuke, and we've got a brand new Ark Community Crunch to sift through. Now, since Studio Wilcard loves to upload these things late Friday evenings, I've had to adjust my work schedule to begin work on them as soon as they upload, so this is even later Friday evening, and it's hot off the press. Now, Crunch 374 brings us a bit more information about the new Ark Survival Ascended creature vote, another Evo event, and some typical server wipes. And once that's out of the way, which shouldn't take very long, I have some breaking news concerning Snail Games, Ark's publisher, based on a recent SEC filing, and you'll want to stay tuned for this one. Thanks again for continuing to show up week in and week out for my Ark coverage. In case you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are greatly appreciated. I've included chapters for easy viewing, and here we go. So, this week's Crunch kicks it off with this statement. If you've ever wanted to see your favorite creature added to Ark, now's your chance. There's only a few days left to submit an idea for the center on Ark Survival Ascended. Take a look and upvote your favorite creature submissions from the community before the top 10 votes take place on Monday, August the 14th. Although there's been a brief pause on Ark Survival Ascended comparisons, we'll have more to show you soon. And by the way, I have some thoughts on that last statement in just a minute. But quickly jumping over to the creature submission page, and by the way, I will include a link to this in the video description. I'm just going to click on a few of them for you. We've got the giant hermit crab, a killer whale, a necto, which is an octopus that can be worn as an exoskeleton, and overall it's good to see some creatures of the deep making a return for this one. Now, if you are at all interested in getting your creature submissions in for the next Ark Survival Ascended vote, remember this time it is for the center. The entry period ends at 1 p.m. PST on Monday, August the 14th. Voting begins immediately after the submission period is over and will continue up to August the 21st, where it will end again at 1 p.m. And then the winner will be announced in Friday's August 25th Community Crunch. Now make sure to check Twitter starting on August the 14th for the ranked vote link. And remember how this works. You'll have to rank all 10 of these finalists in order and then hit submit. And our final bit of Crunch news is there is yet another Evo event ending on Monday with the standard 2x harvesting on official, 4.5 on small tribe servers, and 5 times on ARKPocalypse and Conquest. And speaking of ARKPocalypse and beginner servers, they were wiped today, with the next wipe scheduled for September the 8th for ARKPocalypse and September the 29th for beginner.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, breaking from the crunch, and I grabbed this tweet from Ark Ascended News over on X, formerly Twitter, where they stated, "The countdown has begun. The Ark Survival Evolved official network will be shutting down in 50 days. And just to clarify this again for everyone out there, all official servers will be shutting down for ASE. No file transfers, they're just wiped and gone. Only unofficial and single player will continue on, at least according to Wildcard, but you know, who knows for how long, especially when I show you some more information in just a moment." And now back to that statement earlier on from the team at Studio Wildcard, where they said, although there's been a brief pause on Ark Survival Ascended comparisons, we'll have more to show you soon. And I know that Dolly also addressed this over in the Ark Discord, saying the responses to what we were showing were mixed. So we were like, this is taking extra work, and the community isn't super into most of it. Let's chill on that for a while and just have everyone work on ASA, which is fair enough. Dolly's right, we weren't super into it, but can you blame us? It was back on January 22nd when Jeremy Steiglitz teased that the UE5 Ark upgrade and or remaster would be completely free. And by the way, this wasn't a cinematic, this was a complete overhaul. Then on March 31st, that free upgrade was completely smashed to pieces with the announcement of the Ark Respawn bundle, forcing Ark 2 into the equation, despite nobody seeing anything to do with this game, and now charging for the bundle and DLCs well in excess of $100, all for content we had already paid for. April 7th rolls around, another bundle announcement. This time it's Ark Survival Ascended, which includes ASE and all the maps and excludes Ark 2, but now at a higher base price. April 28th, we get our first glimpse of Ark Survival Ascended, a drop pod side-by-side comparison. May the 5th, now it's trees. May the 12th, sleeping bags and other items. May the 19th, Ark 2 building systems. June the 9th, structures. June 23rd, fishing in Ark 2. July the 1st, weapons, and a delay announcement, taking Ark Survival Ascended up into October. And that was the last time we saw anything related to ASA outside of weekly creature votes. The weekly comparisons were never outstanding to view. No actual in-game footage was shown, and just to show you this, I actually took it upon myself and grabbed a low-res Ark Survival Evolved image and ran it through an AI upscaler, and look at the results. It looks eerily similar to what these comparison shots look like side by side between ASE and UE4 and ASA and UE5, and this upscaling took me all of 20 seconds. Did Wilcard actually think the community was going to embrace these weekly posts? And since they are said to resume soon, I think Wilcard needs to think this over. Bring the players what they want, especially considering all that was promised and then taken away. And let's finish up this Ark News update with some very spicy news coming out of Snail Games, Ark's publisher. And this is courtesy of a recent Form 8K document filed with the SEC. Basically, anytime a publicly traded company is about to trigger a large financial event, they have to file this report with the SEC to announce that major event that shareholders need to know about. And according to this new filing, Snail Games is borrowing a large sum of money from a company called Marbus. Now, you know them as Nitrado, the company that handles the servers for ASE. And the reasoning for this is actually twofold. Number one, Snail Games owes Marbus $1.05 million for the leasing of Ark Survival Evolved servers for the months of March through June 2023. And number two, Snail Games is not only asking for a bit of time to make that payment back to Marbus, they are asking for an additional $3 million in loans. Subject to the terms and conditions of this agreement, Marbus hereby grants to SG USA, that's Snail Games USA, funding up to the principal amount of $4,046,932 US. So, by the way, that's the outstanding server bill still owed, plus $3 million additional funding. And here is the reason behind all of this. It states it here in this filing. Snail Games USA requires short-term financing to fulfill certain of its obligations pertaining to the Ark license agreements and/or publish Ark Survival Ascended. Further down in this filing, the repayment terms are laid out, and just listen to these. If Ark Survival Ascended is officially launched and released globally on the PC platform no later than on October the 31st, 2023, Snail Games USA shall pay to Marbus an amount equal to 20% of the monthly gross revenue received by Snail Games USA solely pertaining to Ark Survival Ascended up to the repayment amount until the repayment amount has been repaid in full. If Ark Survival Ascended has not been officially launched and released globally on the PC platform by October 31st, 2023, Snail Games USA shall pay to Marbus an amount equal to 20% of the monthly gross revenue received by Snail Games USA, solely pertaining, listen to this, to Ark Survival Evolved and the games up to the repayment amount until the repayment amount has been repaid in full. So, according to this filing, this looks like Snail Games is seriously hurting for cash and reaching out for financial assistance to finish up Ark Survival Ascended. Now, I've not been able to confirm if similar agreements were made with other partners, but damn. Snail is now on the hook for $4+ million to Marbus, and we've also got hard deadlines in the agreement of October the 31st. The terms for Marbus are pretty big as well, 20% of gross revenue until the loan is paid back in full. There's also the repayment stream before October 31st on PC only. Then the money comes from ASA. After that date, the money comes from ASE. Who knows, maybe all those chucked franchises and failed games are finally catching up with Snail. I'm going to also assume there was some big bucks spent on the Ark animated series, including some big name actors' fees, and that endeavor still has to find a platform to launch on. There's probably some Ark 2 development mixed in there as well, but yeah, it looks like Snail will be going into Ark Survival Ascended behind the financial 8-ball, and with those repayment terms and looming repayment structure, that launching into early access announcement in October idea for Ark Survival Ascended is really starting to make more sense to me. Come hell or high water, Snail will push ASA out the door to avoid having to pay back money they don't have from the dried up well of Ark Survival Evolved. This is a great place to wrap this one up, and I really look forward to reading your thoughts and impressions in the comment section below. How about that financial news concerning those loans and Ark Survival Ascended development? If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are greatly appreciated. All my socials can be found in the video description. Shout out to the now over 134,000 of you that have stuck with me and hit subscribe. And a big thanks goes out to my patrons over on Patreon. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.